it's Jake Mace with Phoenix Longevity Arts. It's late, and I'm going to do my nighttime bed routine that I like to do before I go to sleep. It's been a long day, and I've taught 3 hours of class. I've ridden my bike 40 miles. I've done my own workout. I've done a lot of office type work for the last 5-6 hours. I've uploaded videos for you guys, edited them, and I've taken care of all these animals, like 20 of them. I got all these cats and dogs and chickens and turtles and rabbits, things like that, so I'm exhausted. So I'm just a normal guy, but I'm always trying to keep my body in tip-top shape. And the couple things that I do to keep that going is have a good diet, is get plenty of sleep, and make sure that I do proper relaxation workouts. It's almost about midnight, a little after midnight, and it's time to go to bed. So first thing you do is you get the nice little kitty off you. Right, Dusty? Alright, time to go. And the second thing I do is I do a few minutes of stillness meditation. So let's try some right now. What I like to do is just cross my legs, have my palms open, and I like to hold as still as I can for 5 minutes and breathe in my nose and out my mouth, keeping my back straight and my head up. All I'm trying to do is fill my lungs with oxygen so that any kind of bad air that's trapped in my lungs is being cycled out, and I go to sleep with a nice, fresh, clean slate of oxygen, clean organs, trying to detox my blood and get some juices flowing a little bit, but also be calm at the same time. So let's try 3 to 5 more breaths just for the sake of the video. But on your own, you can push pause and you can do 5 minutes. So my posture looks like this. I've got my back straight, my hands open, my head up. Notice how my belly expanded, and now watch it contract. Okay, so now it's flat. We're going to breathe in and push it out. And then breathe out, let it come back. And this is my chance to kind of reflect on my day and kind of just be in my own thoughts, tune my body out, because my body, is sort of my slave, and it's my tool, but my mind is my real self. So I'm trying to take 5 minutes, breathe, and completely relax my body so that my mind can go off on its own and just reflect on what I did on the day, and if I reacted the way I wanted to react to different events, and if I did react the way I wanted to react, that's good. I want to cultivate those positive emotions and reactions. But if I didn't, I can think about what I could have done differently to make myself and those around me have a better experience, and I can try to be more successful at events that are similar tomorrow. All right. So the next thing that I do is I like to do a few exercises that are good for my body to keep myself flexible and nimble. So much of what I do during the day is teaching explosive martial arts, and then doing Tai Chi, and a lot of it's beginners. So I have to do beginner level stances, which means higher, stances that don't really work my flexibility too much. And I'm just teaching so much that, today's like a slow day, and I taught 3 hours. So most of it's adults, but then there's a couple of kids classes. And I would say 85% adults and like 15% kids. So I really don't get a chance to do my own stuff. Okay, I'm always trying to feel what my students need to have a great experience and improve. So this is my chance to kind of improve my deficient areas. This is my chance to kind of improve my deficient areas. And what I like to do, the only thing I like to do late at night like this, is flexibility type things. So there's 3 or 4 postures I do to keep my flexibility up. So when I wake up tomorrow, I'm even more limber and nimble than I was the day before. So I don't really like to do push-ups or squats or pull-ups right before bed because it gets me too jacked up with energy. And I tend to be a pretty energetic guy as it is. When I was a kid, I was always the running, jumping, watch this, watch this, watch this, look at this, check me out kid. So when I first learned Tai Chi and meditation, it really helped me to calm and kind of stop and smell the roses and get to the point where I can actually cultivate that energy and then focus it and redirect it toward positive things that I choose. So for my own balance, my own life, I love meditation and the meditative flexibility-based postures that really help me to become a better human being and live better the next day. So check these postures out. I'm always trying to get more flexible hamstrings because I feel like my lower back and my hamstrings are some of my worst areas in terms of flexibility, and it's usually that way with everybody. So I'm always trying to make them a little more flexible so that as I get older, I'm now in my 30s, I'm not naturally as flexible as I was 10 years ago, and so I have to just work a little bit harder for it. But I find that because I work harder, I'm actually more flexible than I was 10 years ago. So let's do it. Just bringing the legs back all the way to the ground. And I'm just going to take a few breaths and work on relaxation and getting my legs closer to the floor. I'm just breathing really deep, and when I exhale, I'm bringing my legs farther toward my head. Then I'll grab my legs and I'll pull as close to the head as I can. Nice. And then when I'm doing that posture, check this out. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is my little back crack that I do. I don't know if you heard any of that. It just helps to loosen up my neck. Now the next thing that I do is I try to turn my legs from side to side to keep my hips and lower back flexible in an axial twisting motion. So I'm focusing on a couple of things. One is keeping my legs straight, because when my legs are straight, it works my outer hip. And then when I'm also focusing on number 2 is keeping my back turning so that my lower back muscles are getting flexible from side to side, where the previous position worked my lower back muscles going forward. Okay, so let's do a few more deep breaths, and every time I exhale, I'm stretching a little bit farther. Then I'll slowly switch sides. So then the last thing that I do is I try to train the back of my legs again, my hamstrings, my oblique muscle flexibility, and my lower back at the same time in a good V-style stretch. Now, keep in mind that when I'm doing these nighttime stretches, my goal is not to have a huge ego. It's not to become the most flexible man in the world, right? It's like, I can't always do the splits, but when I do it all the way. It's not like that. I'm just trying to do a very low impact, positive stretch that I'm feeling is giving oxygen to my organs and is creating a little bit of abdominal movement so that I get a little bit of organ detoxification at the same time, like a massage of the organs, okay? So that way I sleep, having all that bad blood be rained down my organs and the good blood absorbed in. All right, so last thing. First, I come forward and just hold. So it's nothing too crazy. And I'm just gonna hold for a few seconds with my neck straight, breathing in and breathing out. Then I'm gonna go toward my left foot. So I'm getting a good stretch on the right side of my obliques right here. And now going on the right side. Nice. And then finally, the last thing that I do right before I go to bed is my secret that nobody else does, right? At least I don't think so, but it's my secret and the way that I ensure that when I sleep soundly, I sleep healthily, and I wake up athletic, youthful, with all my muscles being in the right place. All right, here's the last exercise, the most important one. Okay, so I'm gonna move this right here so we can see. And what I do is I have my head on a sofa, and I have my feet on a fitness ball. I'll try to go for about 5 to 10 breaths, holding what we call the iron bar position. And my goal is just to keep my body as flat and in one line as possible while I breathe deeply. And what this is going to do is, it's after my hip stretches side to side, it's after my hamstring and lower back bend while I'm laying on my back, and it's after the V-style stretch side to side and front, and therefore I'm already flexible. But this iron bar position is really key because it's going to build a little bit of strength in my hamstrings, lower back, and my neck. Get up on top, Dusty. Hold it. And that's all I got. Thanks, Dusty. So, it helps a lot if you have a Dusty the cat to help you, because it's a little bit of weight vest training. And this guy's my buddy. He's always been my buddy. I have 7 cats that are all rescues, and he's the first one. He's by far the coolest one. And he knows the routine better than anybody else because he's here with me every night. But get yourself a little routine like I have. And again, the routine that you want to do is not necessarily exactly like the one that you saw me do here tonight, but the routine that you want to do is going to be, according to your own body. Because for me, my lower back always needs extra strengthening, and so does my so do my hamstrings, because I just really like to keep flexible, and it feels like my lower back is flexible and strong, and my hamstrings are, that I feel so youthful. But the minute that I like get a little pinched nerve in my lower back, or my hamstrings are tight and and screaming, that I just feel so old. So my goal is always to keep those two areas especially flexible, strong, and explosive at the same time. So you got to think about your deficient areas, kind of like what Bruce Lee said was, take your weaknesses, make them your strengths. Do the same thing and pick 3 or 4 exercises like this. It's a simple 5-10 minute routine before bed. It's not going to burn a lot of calories, but it's going to improve my digestion. It's going to give me some better blood flow. It's going to oxygenate my blood. It's going to really serve to calm me down, especially if I was like today teaching all kinds of people and on the internet doing office work and doing my own workouts and riding my bike all over the place, because I'm trying to be more environmentally friendly and use my bike more, my car less. So this is my way of calming down, and now I get to go to bed and get up tomorrow and teach all over again. I got 4 hours of class to teach tomorrow, but the good thing is that 2 hours of it is Tai Chi and Qigong, so it's a great energizing workout with my students. So hope you enjoyed this late night video, a little bit of a secrets of Jake Mace and the Kung Fu secrets that I use before bed. And check out our channel, subscribe. We put new videos out every day, and hopefully we'll see you in our next video. Thanks. And then here's the other one. This one's always getting jealous of Dusty. This is Hey Hu, the black tiger. I think Hey Hu, she always wants to make out with me, and it's kind of weird. Watch, you'll see. Is that it, Hey Hu? Hey Hu, is that it? That's all you got? Oh God, Hey Hu, Jesus. This is ridiculous. It's always the same thing. Every night I come home, I lay on the ground, and my buddy Dusty lays on me like the Sphinx with his little feet together, just like this. Dustito. I think I'm being killed by this cat. Oh, the claws.